everybody, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake, and today I am out here in the wood yard before this impending snowstorm that the Northeast is supposed to get. If you're new to the channel, I am located in southwestern Connecticut. We have gotten maybe a total of 1.5 inches of snow all I was gonna say all summer because it feels like summer, all winter long. Today was 42 degrees. It is February 27th, Monday, and tonight at around 7 o'clock they're calling for like 6 to 8 inches of snow. So I have the plow on the work truck and we're all geared up to go in and start plowing tonight if we actually get it. We will see. Temps are going to be dropping. So before all of that snow comes, we have this load of oak that me and a bunch of people split on this past Saturday when Todd brought over his Eastonmade 2228. It is a full trailer load. Now I'm saying it's mostly oak, but there is some birch and some hickory and a little bit of ash mixed in there. But we are going to stack it as if it's all oak because oak, out of those three species takes the longest to season. So if the oak is seasoned, then we know that the birch and the hickory and the ash will be seasoned. There was minimal birch, hickory, and ash in that pile, so I'm just saying that the majority of it is oak. Like everything that I can see from right here where I'm standing is oak. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to be separating out some bundle wood for premium oak bundles. I'm not sure how I will market that because up until now, all of my bundle wood I just use mostly ash, a little bit of maple. So I don't know, maybe those oak bundles will just, draw a higher price, or I'll just sell it as ultra premium bulk wood, barkless, skinless, boneless, as I like to say. So I believe Chris should be coming over in a little bit to give me a hand. My parents are also going to be stopping by so I can throw a full tote of wood into the back of my dad's truck for them to take back so they have plenty of wood if we do get this snowstorm. At this rate, if we get 7-8 inches of snow, I don't know what's going to happen. Connecticut itself might just implode because I think people have forgotten how to drive in the snow. But enough chit chat. We got to get going. The sun is going down. I am going to be using the new pallet forks I got in the video you probably saw the other day. So it should be interesting picking up full totes of oak with these longer pallet forks. I have taken off these suitcase weights that are normally on the big tool rack and added them to the heavy hitch to give me a little extra ballast weight, because even though these are small totes, it's oak and it's wet, so it's going to be heavy. Here we go. All right, guys, we are approaching the end of the stacking here. So far, we have taken out 2 full small totes, and this bundle tote in the middle here, which is a small tote, is almost full. And we got 2 large totes about half full. We have filled up one of these wheelbarrows, completely heaping up with kindling size, like shards and pieces, and there are a lot of them in this trailer, and this is what we have left in the trailer to stack. So before it gets too dark, Chris and I have been talking this whole time just about various things, but a lot of firewood talk. And we were saying that, now that we're really seeing it stacked up or stacking it out of the trailer, the box wedge we knew it made a lot of shards and kindling and stuff, which is fine, but it really does make a lot of shards and waste. And we were also just talking about how we normally, out of a heaping trailer that was this full, as full as this trailer was, we normally get like 7 or 8 full totes, whether they're small or large or whatever. It's not all large or all small. You know, it's a combination, just like we're doing here today. And I don't know, I think once we fill up these last 2 full ones, maybe we'll get 1 or 2 more, maybe 1.5 more out of what's in there. But that's something to consider. And we're also finding that the size of the splits
are
much bigger than what we're accustomed to splitting stuff down to. Like, this is the bundle tote, and even a lot of these, like you can see, they're boneless, skinless, but they're large splits, and a lot of these, you know, in the bulk are pretty darn large too. But like what Chris is pulling out is what we would normally have as a bundle piece, and you know, you can see there's quite a difference there. So now obviously some of these pieces, if you were watching, especially in the beginning, the video when Todd came over with the 2228 Eastonmade, we were using the 8-way wedge. So, and there were a lot of people running the machine. So when Chris and I just worked together, we could say the quality control is probably a little bit greater. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think both of us having experience, knowing the size that we like and the size that we sell.
Knowing the size that our customer likes, really.
Right. And just getting in the groove of working with each other for so long, it's easy for us to kind of pick and choose, throw things back, you know, catch what the other misses. Whereas, you know, my father or Todd or whoever else was running the splitter, they don't necessarily know what size our customer likes, and it's hard to catch every piece that goes through for a resplit.
Right, and that's no fault of their own. They're just not used to working with us, you know, whatever. And that's totally fine. These pieces, you know, these totes are going to be a little larger, and I'm actually thinking that these bulk totes that we're getting out of this is going to be perfect for my wood stove next year, and it'll be a little treat for me because I don't want to sell wood to my customers that's this vastly different than what they've been buying for the past couple years, because a lot of my customers comment all the time on how they like the smaller size of the splits. They're very manageable, they're easy to pick up with one hand, and that's what we're going for. So I would hate to spoil or lose or disappoint a customer down the road by giving them one of these totes, even though it's really nice, good burning wood, but they're just kind of large. Or I'll put them to the side and sell them to people that I know are heating with a fireplace insert or a wood stove or something like that, that wouldn't mind having the larger splits. But these are definitely getting marked and labeled as such, that they are kind of a special case, we could say. But I just want to take the time to talk about that, because it's something that Chris and I noticed when we were splitting, but now that we're stacking it and really handling the wood, we're really seeing the difference here. And I mean, when we talk about, you know, shards and stuff, I know everybody says it creates a lot more, but you know, it does create a lot more. And maybe that was just because of the quality of the wood that we were putting through it. But I mean, a lot of these trees, you guys saw us cut them down, pretty straight bean poles, you know, like they had some lean to them, but they were pretty straight. So just something to take into account, something that we noticed while using that machine with that box wedge. Nothing against it. It's just, you know, now we're going to have to find an avenue for this kindling, and I think it's finally going to be the kick in the ass for me to buy the bags to make the kindling bags and offer them separate from just putting a little couple sticks of kindling in each firewood bundle that I make. So just wanted to say that, and we're gonna get back to stacking. Hi, Betsy. Well, all right, guys, that is a wrap. The trailer is empty except for the scraps. And as you can see, this is what we've gotten out, you know, scrap-wise. Well, what we left in, what we decided to leave in the trailer. We filled up another wheelbarrow, not quite as full as the first one, but definitely still a lot of scraps. That's my piece of kindling, Betsy. No. You have your kindling over here. Here's your piece. Here's your piece. That's your piece. Good girl. So yeah, out of that trailer, we got 2 small totes, 1 large tote,
1 small bundle tote,
1 small bundle tote, and 2/3, almost another large tote, and then, a quarter of a small bundle tote. So, what is that? Cord-wise, we got, so we got 2 small, 3 small, which is a cord, then 1 large, yeah, so probably like 1.5 cords, which is definitely less than what we get. I mean, maybe the trailer wasn't quite as full, to the top as we normally do, but, or in the front, but seems like it was a little bit less wood. And I'm not quite sure whether that's due to it being bigger splits, so like less airspace and stuff. But, overall, the splits aren't crazy huge. There's just a couple, some every now and then that were in there that were pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, guys, so we got everything done. We've talked about the amount of wood we got. We had talked about the amount of scraps we got. We talked about the size of the wood that we got. What we haven't talked about, Betsy, is the moisture content. So Chris has the Top Test moisture meter. We are going to test out, we have a piece of black birch, we have a piece of white oak, and we have a piece of ash, all boneless, skinless, center cuts. So we're going to try this out. Now, I don't know if you know or not, but generally I like to go with the pins parallel to the grain.
Parallel to the grain.
Yeah, parallel to the grain.
All right.
So turn that baby on.
Power on.
Power on.
We're already at low moisture.
Yeah, so it shows up as green, and we are in wood mode. Now that's ash. So you actually have to go, I think that gentleman told us you got to go to B to be more accurate.
B.
I don't know if
I see that. Okay, so
yeah.
the
So
modes
you're
are
in
down
B.
in the bottom here.
Yeah.
So we're going to poke this ash.
And what are we at?
And we are in the red. We are at...
Well, show them. They're not going to trust you.
We are at 20... I don't know if you can see this. 23.5% moisture.
On the ash. And
on
that
the
was
ash.
just split. So it's a little high. We like 20 or below, but I think that's probably going to be our lowest moisture content. So I'm guessing the black birch is going to be a bit higher, but lower than the oak.
Just touching the black birch, you can feel the water kind of coming out of it. So,
right, compared to the ash.
Yeah. But it's actually lower than the ash. We are at 21.2% moisture.
Go to the heartwood, though, on the other side.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Now, do we have to swap?
Oh, yeah, maybe that should be back to A, because I believe birch was A. Yeah, okay, so there we go.
All right, heartwood.
Heartwood, black birch, go. Oh, yeah, it's red. See,
it's
I didn't even have to know that it was in the red, because it changes color.
So we are at 25.2 on the heartwood of the black birch.
Okay. Now, this white oak is the reddest white oak I've ever seen. It's amazing what happens to it when it hits the air.
We kept pulling it out and just astonished at the color. It was really, really nice.
Make sure you jab that in there good.
That is looking rough, ladies and gents. We are at 30.2.
30.2 for the white oak. Okay, so yeah, I mean that just, solidifies, you got the cap? That just solidifies everything that, we had said, in that because these pieces are larger, they're gonna take longer to dry. It might just be best for me to save these couple totes, since we didn't get like a ton of them, for my own stash for next year, which is fine, because this stuff will stack into the wood stove really nice, a lot better than the gnarly, chunks that I put in there now, although they burn pretty good too.
Sarah might even enjoy using these pieces.
Yeah, she might put them in too, because they're a little, although they're larger for what we normally do, they're smaller than the chunks that we have been feeding into the stove. So anyway, it's getting dark and cold. We will see if this snowstorm rolls in or not. If it does, we're going to do a very exciting snow removal video if there's enough to push with the tractor. But that's going to be it. So as always, guys, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. Any questions, comments, or feedback, throw it down in that comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream that we did this past Friday. If we continue to get good, turnouts for that, then, Chris and I would consider doing it maybe every other week or, once a month or something like that.
Some sort of more regular basis so you guys know where we are, what we're doing, and when we're doing it.
Right. I guarantee there won't be barking dogs in the background like there is now. Hopefully the microphones are... What are they barking at?
At neighbors.
Yeah, hopefully the microphones
are... time over there. Every time we shut down, it must be potty time.
Yeah, so anyway, we're talking too much. That's it. I'm Jake.
And I'm Chris.
This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.